Chin sues Jamal. Modest cover for busted duo. Hi, I'm Suhaila Saifuddin. This is Cuppa News. A possible political swing in Johor? This question dominated many portals today after an assemblyman quit UMNO to join Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia. As a result, BN now has 36 of 56 seats in the State Assembly. DAP's Kluang MP Liu Chin Tong cooked up the storm by saying in a press statement that the opposition only needs 10 more seats to replace BN. He said now BN risked losing its two-thirds majority in Johor after Johor Assemblyman Datuk Shahruddin Saleh left UMNO. He said, quote, "Without any doubt, Johor is no longer a strong fortress of BN. The latest development in Johor has managed to break the psychological barrier that BN has lost its two-third majority." However, later at a function today, Johor Menteri Besar and the State BN Chairman, Datuk Sri Muhammad Khalid Nordin, said BN still has a comfortable majority to continue to rule the state. He said in the running of a state, the most important thing is not about numbers, but rather how focused the government was to deliver the goods. Johor UMNO Secretary Datuk Mat Jaiz Sarde also said Shahruddin's departure had not affected the ruling majority and reiterated that BN is still in control in the state. Bersih 2.0 Chairman Chin Abdullah has filed a lawsuit at the KL High Court against controversial UMNO politician Datuk Sri Jamal Yunos over his alleged slanderous remarks that link Bersih to the Islamic State. Maria's lead counsel and Surendran said the words uttered by Jamal during a press conference at the PWTC compound and on another occasion at Bukit Aman had allegedly defamed her. Maria said she had sent a letter of demand through to Jamal asking for a retraction and an apology, but he had torn the letter and flushed it down inside a toilet bowl. She is seeking general and aggravated damages and an injunction to stop Jamal from uttering or publishing such similar words. Both Bersih's Yellow Shirt and Jamal's Red Shirt groups have clashed during rallies in several cities on October 1st, with Bersih asking for the removal of the Prime Minister, while Jamal's group wanting to protect the country's democracy. The 9 Australians who stripped down to budgie smugglers printed with the Malaysian flag at Sunday's F1 have returned down under, where they asked the media to grant them privacy. One of the men, advertising executive Nick Kelly, urged other travellers to be aware of the cultural differences and sensitivities in another country. The group was released without penalty after they pleaded guilty in the Sepang Sessions Court on Thursday for causing a public nuisance. Jack Walker, who is an advisor to the Australian Defence Industry Minister, is the remaining member of the group who is still in Malaysia. Australian Prime Minister Malcolm Turnbull said Walker needs to have a hard look at himself after the incident. He also said Malaysian authorities were very lenient in releasing them with just a warning. In the latest development of the detention of representatives of the Women's Boat to Gaza mission, Israeli authorities have released the 11 representatives following mounting pressure from the international community. Since their detention on Wednesday, several supporters of the mission had condemned the act and demanded for their release. They were on their way to Gaza after setting sail from Barcelona last month to end the siege on Gaza. Humanitarian Care Malaysia Chairman Professor Dr. Hafidzi Muhammad Noor said the 11 detainees, including Malaysia's representative Dr. Fauziah Muhammad Hassan, are being sent back to their respective countries. Dr. Fauziah had reached Bangkok and is on her way back to Malaysia.
For immediate course of action, we will discuss about this as soon as Dr. Fauziah arrives, which is anticipated at ETA 8 p.m. tonight at KLIA. The fact that this issue has raised the awareness of the whole international world, that is actually a big success. We have already set the target of the mission is to create awareness. Whether it reaches and arrives at the shores of Gaza, that is secondary. Although we are very hopeful that it will arrive, but we anticipate the fact that that is a slim chance based on the previous experience of similar mission. But we will insist that such missions to carry on.
Meanwhile, more details of the Saba Water Department officials' corruption case have surfaced. Though the department's director, Awang Tahir Awang Talib, and deputy director, Teo Chi Kong, who were arrested on Tuesday by the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission over bribery allegations on 3.3 billion ringgit worth of contracts, are not known as someone who likes to show off their fortune. They love to go for holidays overseas. Teo is reported to have visited Singapore and Hong Kong frequently, and Hong Kong is his favourite place to savour seafood. Reports said that Awang Tahir did not hire any foreign maids as he was afraid that the money and jewellery kept in his Kota Kinabalu townhouse would be exposed. The MACC said the arrest had led them to one of the biggest hauls of 114 million ringgit worth of cash, jewellery and land. The jewellery worth 3.6 million ringgit after the MACC's valuation was completed at noon today. The cash amounting to a whopping 45 million ringgit seized from Awang Tahir and 7.5 million ringgit from Teo was found inside safes, cupboards, drawers and a car boot, and it took over 30 officers and 15 hours to count the huge sum. Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak has again hit out at critics and said his government has run the country well to steer it to more than 4% economic growth. In a post on his website today, he said many people chose to believe the critics' claim that Malaysia would go bankrupt in September this year, but the truth is that the country continues to grow.
Hakikatnya ekonomi negara tetap berkembang pada kadar lebih 4% pada separuh pertama tahun ini dan tidak pula tersungkur ke tahap negatif seperti tahun 1998. Malangnya, beberapa kelompok telah menyebarkan fitnah tentang ekonomi negara, mengatakan puncanya adalah faktor politik semata-mata. Walhal, kerajaan inilah yang berjaya mempertahankan pertumbuhan ekonomi negara.
The stage is set for the Hari Sukan Negara or National Sports Day leg in Putrajaya. Everyone living in and around the area is welcome to sweat it out tomorrow and celebrate Malaysia as a sporting nation. The event will be kicked off at 7 a.m. by Prime Minister Datuk Seri Najib Tun Razak, followed by various activities. The Prime Minister is expected to cycle for a short distance and national athletes will join the participants to work out together. Among the athletes will be Paralympic Games gold medalist Muhammad Ziyad Zulkifli and Abdul Latif Romli, Olympic Games cycling bronze medalist Azizul Hasni Awang, and other Rio medalists including Datuk Lee Chong Wei, Goh Liu Ying, Pandalela Rinong and Cheong Jun Hong. Hari Sukan Negara is also held at 15 other locations nationwide. In other news, a piece of wing debris found in Mauritius in May is from MH370. Transport Minister Datuk Seri Liao Tiong Lai in a statement said analysis by the Australian Transport Safety Bureau found that the debris was consistent with the trailing edge splice strap from a Boeing 777 left outboard flap. The composite debris is the third fragment to be confirmed as coming from the missing Malaysia Airlines plane. In Penang, police nabbed a 53-year-old jobless man who was carrying 200 packets of heroin worth nearly 13,000 ringgit outside his flat unit in Paya Terubong. Georgetown OCPD Assistant Commissioner Mior Faridallah Trash Wahid said the drugs weighing about 2 grams per packet were meant for the local market. He added that the suspect, who has a criminal record for 5 drug-related cases since 1985, was currently under remand for 1 week. A woman gave birth to a baby boy while trapped in a lift in the Sarawak General Hospital in Kuching on Thursday. Zuraidah Naskim was being moved to the delivery ward when the lift shuddered to a halt and remained so for an hour as firemen attempted to prise open the door. Fortunately, she was in the company of 2 nurses who helped with the birth. Both mom and son has been given a clean bill of health. In world news, after sweeping the Caribbean and claiming at least 339 lives in Haiti, Hurricane Matthew has headed to Florida, the US, with dangerous winds of 140 miles per hour. The hurricane has downgraded from Category 4 to Category 3 storm as winds of up to 70 miles per hour and heavy downpours hit coastal communities in Florida. Over 140,000 households in the state experienced power outage, and the destruction could be far greater. The U.S. National Weather Service said the storm could be the most powerful to strike northeast Florida in 118 years. Advertising website Backpage.com CEO Carl Ferrer was arrested in Texas on Thursday as authorities investigate his company on allegations against him for facilitating sex trafficking of minors.
During the investigation that led to this arrest and search, authorities from Texas and California uncovered that sex trafficking victims were repeatedly advertised in Backpage's escorts offerings. Both children and adult victims of human trafficking were interviewed as part of this ongoing investigation. Backpage.com seems to have knowingly and willingly allowed women and children to be exploited in return for its own financial gain.
Ferrer is in police custody, but there are no information on when he will appear in court. Japan held the victory parade for its 88 Olympic and Paralympic winners in central Tokyo. Over 80,000 people thronged the city's streets to celebrate the achievements of the medalists, with some even waiting overnight to secure the best spot for the parade. The double-decker bus was driven for an hour for a distance of 2.5 kilometers around the shopping districts of Ginza and Nihonbashi. Japan's medal haul in Rio de Janeiro Olympic Games improved to 41 medals compared with 38 in the London Games in 2012, while its Paralympic contingent won 24 medals. That's all from the Cuppa News team. Have a great weekend.